Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After Thoughts with your host, Chili, as always, Queen Crazy K. This is also a slash commentary, might not raw reaction as well. With that being said, for over this past week, it is Wednesday, so we're going to get the podcast updation, everything you need to know, want to know, and more in this podcast for this week. Yes, it is on time. We're doing a Monday Night Raw slash commentary reaction from this past Monday Night Raw on time, along with Before and After Thought podcast for this week on time. So, yes, give us me a round of applause and a pat on the back. With that being said, before we head into it, make sure if you haven't already, you guys can check out the other Fantom forums and hit me up on the other social medias as well as YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, add me on Snapchat as well. I'm going to pull it up here to show you where you can interact and stuff as well. So there they are right there. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Shasharon Fantom. Add me on Snapchat as well. You guys can subscribe here on YouTube and check out things like this Before and After the Dot podcast, along with the other Before and After the Dot podcast. You guys can also hit that Instagram. You guys can visualize it, take a picture of it, write it down, videotape it, get that memorized in your head. There is YouTube, Instagram, so that way you don't miss videos on YouTube. Sometimes I update photos on Instagram and information there as well, and also be involved in the conversations like the Raw and SmackDown. Whether you like a picture or a comment, or you're in the conversation, you get a shout out in the video as a token appreciation. So, and also on TikTok, just having fun, dancing and freestyling, just having a good time as far as that as well. Or funny videos too. Add me on that Snapchat. Wanna be a friend or a fan or have a conversation or whatever as well. Those are the social media platinum forms that you would go to as far as that goes. So, with that being said, I'm going to hit you up on these playlists to show you exactly where to go so you don't miss another beat and you don't miss another video as this one as such. You check it out right here. Playlist and all the above. That was just started. That's the video of Monday Night Raw. This one I just released today. There's a Raw prediction, all the updates and everything from the other SmackDown Raw videos as well. You guys can check out more videos as this one into the playlist with Before and After Thoughts with Queen K right here. There's singles, there's doubles, there's triple threat, there's fatal four-way, there's monthly. All the Before and After That podcast with Korean K there. Also, everything's available on stories like Raw and SmackDown, WWE Live, NXT, and pay-per-view. Predictions as well. Make sure you watch, like, comment, follow, subscribe, and also it's available here on my page, as you can see, for new and returning subscribers. So, new subscribers, there's the page with everything on it. Returning subscribers, there's the stories with everything on it, like the Raw prediction this last week. And then we also have Friday Night SmackDown prediction that's available on the page and story for everyone to see. There's also game playlist with SummerSlam Part 1 and 2 available on the gameplay for all of us gamers. And also, if you want some, like journalist information, that's the Vegas Storm podcast. And then this is commentary slash reaction with my Night Raw slash as well. So there's the rest of them for this past Monday Night Raw strictly. Last one was about Raw, SmackDown, WWE Live, and NXT, and even SummerSlam. Now we're headed to Clash of Paris. And then also WWE Comics, like my past Monday Night Raw video that I just showed you. Well, it is available on that playlist, along with the SmackDown as well. And then you can check out the Instagram, like I put my football like from the Chiefs fan. on the playlist on Instagram as well, so you guys can be involved in the shout outs and conversations through Instagram. You can see some snapbacks like, freestyle rapping on TikTok. Check out some things or, dancing or just updation through the Instagram platform I showed you. Or you can go here on YouTube and check out the playlists I just showed you, but more like this. So, and also it was available on the page and story. As always, I put everything in them for new and returning subscribers, so that way you don't miss a beat. So, with that being said, those are the updations. Everything you need to know, want to know as far as updating and how it goes. Those of you who already been joining this and know what it is that watch you. Those who don't know, now you know. So make sure you guys watch, make sure you guys like, make sure you guys follow, and subscribe to those social media so you don't miss any more videos. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you and a shout out to those of you who already been subscribing and already been down with these platforms since day one, involving yourself in the conversation through Instagram, whether it's just liking a comment or just getting a shout out just for being involved in it. Give you a shout out on the video to every single one of you. So thank you for that and appreciate it. To keep it up and keep it going, keep the conversation up. Along with that being said, also thank you guys who already been watching these podcasts and those of you who are going to watch more of these podcasts, including comment reactions, so we can get some enough videos and enough views on the videos to be able to sell some ads and obviously continue making the videos, make it more better for you guys to watch and enjoy, and also get some merchandise. That way we can get some merchandise designed and made. I have the money to do so to give y'all. So with that, and then now we can get a whole website with my merchandise selling to y'all with these podcasts, predictions with the ads, wrestling videos, and that's just icing on the cake when I travel and stuff. Now we're looking at Clash of Paris, as SummerSlam is in the rearview mirror. In less than 3 weeks, already Clash of Paris. Then we're going to be looking at Perth Ashura with Raw, SmackDown, Saturday Main Event, and Crown Jewel. Then we're looking at Survivor Series, which I will be there live, posting pictures and videos live at Survivor Series, my first pay-per-view, and a hell of a weekend down in San Jose. So be sure to have a look out for that. Then we're closing in at Christmas time. Got some new dates. I heard that they're going to be back in Chicago. Try to hit that one up. See what happens. Or Oklahoma City, one of the two. Try to hit one of them up for my birthday here in September. As we're headed to Clash of Paris. And then, obviously, the production, and I will be at the Survivor Series one. And then closing out Christmas next year, we know it'll be January. We time for a New Year's road to WrestleMania. Let alone Vegas hold up WrestleMania for this year, as we know. Obviously, that got changed, so that's why I said, as we know, never say never. And the WWE never get too comfortable in the WWE because anything could happen and anything could change. So, as far as that goes, this past Monday Night Raw, we can jump right into it now. A lot happened. It seemed like this Monday Night Raw was like, I don't know why, but this Monday Night Raw was haywire, was crazy. Like, we was getting all kinds of pops, brawl fights, segments, matches, all kinds of things happening and going on this past Raw. It was like an early WrestleMania present. So, not sure what that was about. But, as our CEO, Triple H, is the game player for over 25 years, our Hall of Famer, legendary, one of a kind, building that DS Generation tag team and still bringing the legacy as CEO. WWE has been a hell of a lot better since he's taken over. So I give that shout out to Triple H, as he was spoken about, literally fighting his life to be CEO of the company of WWE. So definitely the King of Kings, King Slayer, talk about him, King of the Ring, definitely earned that title. And Stephanie, man, how about Stephanie's Place? Discussing it with our 17-time former champion, the greatest of all time, like I've been saying for years, John Cena. in the Stephanie's place. I love to see that. Plus, I love those ice cream cones. I've been seeing them in that commercial like every day on the ads in the Saturday main event as well. So I enjoy that as well. And hearing those little stories along with the Viper Randy Orton, who knows Stephanie and Triple H very well. We all know those sadistic times with Randy Orton and Triple H. Great matches and times that Stephanie was involved as well. So I like watching that. I like watching a Hall of Famer, Nikki Bella on the Cody Rhodes trunk, get a little vodka in you or whatever drink you choose. As her, obviously heated with her and Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship belt. Possibly at Clash of Paris, we'll see that. Of course, I can imagine Becky after defeating Maxine last week on Raw, and then obviously taking that shot to Natalya. I can see Becky Lynch going against Natalya, which will be more dominating matches with them knowing each other over the years, and also because with Natalya being a veteran, so whose experience has been there a hell of a lot longer than a lot of the women that's there now. So that'll be cool to see. Becky Lynch, I think, is going to go against Natalya this coming week on Raw, and then her Intercontinental Championship obviously against Nikki Bella, who was on the Color Drinks and Ride truck with the Cody Rhodes American Nightmare truck, is what I would call it. And John Cena, like Cody Rhodes, as he is the champion, the superstar that's coming, like I said, the new Superman of this company as our champion to hold it down. Brock Lesnar and John Cena, another banger match before John Cena retires. Cody Rhodes, I think, will defend that title against Drew McIntyre, who's also been a thorn in his side on the SmackDown ring. That's what I think is going on right there. We got this bloodline situation going on. So it looks like we got Sami Zayn and maybe, well, we got Solo and JC, Tama, and that's obviously been replaced. And we got Jacob Fatu and Jimmy. We could imagine we can have Sami Zayn since they got involved in Sami Zayn's match this past week. And then maybe Jey Uso since him and Sammy are so close, and obviously that involves him because that is his bloodline at the end of the day. So I'm thinking Sami Zayn and Jey Uso could help Jacob and Jimmy with them being family and with Sami Zayn knowing them all these years being an honorary use. I think that would be a good 8-man tag team action on SmackDown, or they could possibly do an 8-man tag team action to settle the scores for now at Clash of Paris, along with Rusev and Sheamus. Definitely need a street fight match at Clash of Paris because they're not going to stop until they do have that type of match, and maybe it could be a last man standing just to show how dominant that guy is. Going a few rounds just wasn't enough for those Bulls who, their former champions, got a lot in common, former tag team champions, built that friendship, and now better enemies. And now it's all about who's the alpha man. So I think they deserve a last man standing match between those two. Kind of got a little bit of glimpse of it, of where it's taken place last week on Raw, and they're not going to stop until we do see something like that happen to finalize the score. So with that being said, something's going on with Rusev and Sheamus. Something's going on with the Bloodline. That would be a good 8-man match either on SmackDown or Clash of Paris, and then the last man standing match should happen between Rusev and Sheamus. And I think Becky racing for the Intercontinental Championship against Nikki Bella, who obviously got a little bit of start of that a couple weeks ago. What better than Becky Lynch, who I think is the GOAT of the women's division, who's done it all. There and back, went through hell and back, scratched and clawed her way to the top, as I say every time I talk about her, because she has scratched and clawed her way, being overlooked by new rookies, being over and underrated by the woman that's doing equal amount of work as her, but getting more credit. She has earned the right when she became double champion at WrestleMania, becoming the man, earning a little bit of respect for the people that people were all doubting her. I had to fight so hard. I think I was the only one cheering for her in that moment. She made the Intercontinental Championship relevant because she is a dominant woman. She is a strong woman because she knows she had to fight to make sure rookies like Lara Bakira is good and we all like her and she's a hell of a woman in that ring. But Becky Lynch knows, hey, I'm a veteran. I was here first. I don't want to get overlooked by a rookie because that's what's going to happen if you don't stand your ground. So I respect what Becky's doing, making sure people don't forget the name Becky Lynch as our Intercontinental Champion. And she doesn't want rookies push her over because that kind of stuff will happen if she doesn't say something now. And because it's happened to her. And she doesn't want to get underrated anymore. She doesn't want to get degraded anymore. You know, winning a Royal Rumble, becoming tag team champs, NXT champ, Intercontinental champion, winning the Elimination Chamber match, overcoming it. She wasn't even supposed to be in the Royal Rumble and still won the Royal Rumble. You guys were all like, yeah, MPV, we love Tippy Time. And the man, Becky Lynch, wins the Elimination Chamber. And then, versus the most dominant woman in WWE, Rhea Ripley, sick and all, at WrestleMania, the greatest stage of all time, in a pay-per-view in the WWE, for a championship belt on top of that. And selling a number one book, and being a good mother, and being a great wife, and still our Intercontinental champion, giving people like Maxine, like you may think, oh, well, she's just bullying her. They gave Maxine, who's been hiding in the back, been shoved in the rack, on the shelf, her rookie, hey, go against Becky Lynch, who, you know, she may be a heel turn right now, but she's still giving that advice. She's still helping people like Maxine, who's a rookie compared to Becky. You know, you wouldn't have got a chance or an opportunity if it wasn't for Becky challenging you. Not only did you get a match instead of just being shoved in the back on the shelf so people can see a little bit of you as a superstar, but also you got your first ever championship opportunity. And what better than Becky Lynch, who I think that's why she is the GOAT of the women's division. She helped her shine. She helped her get that breaking point. She helped her get what she needed. She needed that match and that opportunity to show people, hey, I deserve to be here as a superstar too. I deserve championship matches too. So in a way, she still helped her by giving her that opportunity, even though it was like, oh, well, this is just an easy match just to make a statement. And people like who she sees as a rookie, like Lara Bakira, why she's Intercontinental champion at Women's Revolution, why, you know, people like Bayley, she's still Intercontinental champion no matter what she has up her sleeve, because it looks like Lara Bakira and Bayley, with them, you know, Lara being mad that she cost her a championship opportunity, and Bayley just coming out of her shell feeling like she's alone. It looks like we got a Bayley and Lara Bakira match going on here, and Bayley and Becky Lynch as Intercontinental champions moving on to Nikki Bella. What better than her to knock up the Hall of Fame for a future Hall of Famer? After, of course, Natalya on Monday Night Raw, which, you know, after that kick last week, I think that would happen. And Natalya's been here in the game since day one as well. So, what better than that? And obviously, I want to hear some updates, speaking of the women's division, about Naomi. Like, what happened? And is she okay as our world heavyweight champion? Proceed with caution. Like we've been saying, who's been here for 16 years, who's been breaking bones and breaking necks, and hasn't got enough credit for it until she spoke up, and never gonna be closed-mouthed again. I want to see our world champion Naomi get in there with Io Sky as promised, let alone Stephanie McMahon, who said, hey, I won the Battle Royal, I want a piece of that too. Maybe it looks like we got Rhea Ripley helping Io Sky against Asuka and Kairi Sane in a tag team action right now, while Stephanie McMahon, who won the Battle Royal, she could be the one facing for the World Championship right now against Naomi. Because hopefully Naomi, it depends on Naomi coming back. But obviously that's waiting for her because she still earned that. And then, you know, maybe at Clash of Paris, if Naomi's, whatever her injury was, hopefully she's okay by then. And can do that. And then, obviously, Io Sky maybe in Perth, Australia, get her World Championship opportunity. Or possibly a Raw, because Mommy, I feel like, should get that since that's her hometown, home country, that she should get that opportunity in Australia. And also she's the one that, you know, yeah, it was legal, but, you know, it was like a low blow holding her pants at WrestleMania. So I feel that if Stephanie McCare, whatever's going on with Naomi, hopefully she's okay. Obviously, on a personal level, never want to see a superstar hurt or injured or miserable, as a person. So outside of the pro wrestling, so hope Naomi's okay. Hope she's healed. Hope she feels like herself and she could defend that world championship against Stephanie McCare in a battle royal match at Clash of Paris, and that's just icing on the cake for Naomi to make it pop like that, coming back after an injury, and against Io Sky, a hell of a Monday Night Raw match that would be as promised, as called out, and as secured. What better than a her that's sure at Crown Jewel, Rhea Ripley, to get her championship opportunity in her home country. So I think that's lined up until Survivor Series, unless they push until then maybe we could have Io and Rhea and Stephanie triple threat at Survivor Series against Naomi as world champion. Maybe see something like that, and I love to see Rhea Ripley capture the third time and get that opportunity in that match. And also, then all the women got what they were promised. Everybody's happy, and Naomi's showing why she's a dominant world champion. Io Sky, you got what was promised by the manager, plus the battle royal. That was the whole point earned by Stephanie, and Naomi showed why she deserved to be here, why she's been here, and why ain't nobody gonna take her spot or leave her mouth closed again as world champion to receive a contest to get the job done, as she's been doing for decades. And then let alone Rhea getting an opportunity in her home country, that's just icing on the cake to see that. So, a lot of things going on with these pay-per-views coming up. I think those matches are lined up for our world champion is booked for our pay-per-views, including Raw and SmackDown with the Raw fighting segments. I think that's where it's heading to. And of course, we got Dirty Dom, our Intercontinental World Champion, outsmarting AJ Styles, which, AJ Styles not really getting mad about it because he used to do the same thing when he was champion, when he had the Bullet Club by his side. So you can't get mad with this whole Lucha Gane game going on here. With Dominic Mysterio as our Intercontinental Champion, like, hey, I do the same thing with the Bullet Club. But now, it's time to smart Dirty Dom is what he's thinking. So I, for one, like it and a fan of Dirty Dom. What he's doing right now, showing up and showing out. 1 minute you guys are saying he's hiding in the background. Next minute, he's Intercontinental Champion, showing you I'm more than just a video gamer, as you guys would put it. I'm more than just a slacker coming out here helping his family out of the Judgment Day. Still dominating Raw with or without championship belts. So, I'm glad that he's doing that and proving them wrong. And putting his title on the line as a fighting Intercontinental Champion to show you I'm more than just hostage it as a wrestler competing in these matches through Raw, through pay-per-views, to show you I'm my own person, not my dad's shadow. I am a human star and I'm going to be here. And he is our world champion and showing you why. So I like that for Dirty Dom, standing up for himself as a superstar than under somebody else's shadow. Naomi standing up for herself as our world champion that we were just talking about. Not letting, closed mouth don't get fed, and our world champion Naomi will not be closed mouth again. Gonna express how she feels to the world, whether you like it or not. She's telling you like it is. She's expressing herself. Like Becky Lynch, she's not gonna get overlooked or underrated by newcomers again. She's a veteran and gonna be respected as such. She's not gonna be overlooked again. Naomi is also a veteran and gonna be respected as such. She's not gonna be shut up by the company or the people again. She's gonna speak her mind and stand up for herself. And Becky Lynch is still given opportunities even as a heel turn. So, stand up for yourself by speaking your mind. Stand up for yourself by giving other people opportunity. That's why she's the go to the women's division, Becky Lynch, and that's why Naomi's the veteran. And that's why Dirty Dom, not living underneath his family's legacy shadow, doing his own thing as a superstar. So I like that for them three, and I see where they're coming from, and I understand being overlooked as someone who's been overlooked or underrated, but doing a lot of work but not getting enough credit. So I understand that. So I get that. So I'm all for it. So with that being said, that will cover everything you need to know as far as the interviews outside of it going. Pay per views coming up. Last Monday Night Raw, this coming Monday Night Raw, this coming Friday Night SmackDown, this coming pay per view, and obviously updates to the social platforms to check it out. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to watch, like, follow, subscribe on Instagram and YouTube right here. Go ahead, follow me on Instagram to like or comment and be involved in the conversations through Raw and SmackDown nights. Add me on Snapchat to have a little conversation if you want, or just a fan or whatever. Take a picture of it, write it down, Photoshop it, scan it, check it out. TikTok, there's freestyle and dancing on there just to entertainment. If you're in the music like dancing, just having fun or rapping, freestyles on there. YouTube to obviously check out more videos like this to not miss a beat. And with that being said, I'm going to show you the playlists one more time before we head out of here. Closing out of this podcast for today. So here's the fans in the story you guys can check out as well. There's obviously name and all that goes along with it, short strips and stuff like that as well. That's I don't know what happened to the other playlist though. There we go. I don't know why I exited out like that. I'm not trying to find the playlist. So you guys can check it out right there. Green KZK page. Story. There's Green KZK story for new subscribers. There's Green KZK page for returning subscribers. And there is my other, which this will be added to that playlist, before and after thoughts with Cream Crazy K, which covered everything you need to know, want to know as far as pay-per-views and interviews for this week, and obviously updates on my own things going on. And then the Raw and SmackDown through the page of story predictions from this week, and then the involvement the social platforms I showed you as well. And then this is also a slash covering this past Monday Night Raw and even future Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, and even a little bit. I know I've been liking that Lash and Nia Jax matches on NXT as well as AEW with Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm going on as well. The best thing going on for NXT and AEW. And you guys check out WWE Comics by Cream KZK with that Monday Night Raw and SmackDown results, including SummerSlam 1 and 2. Part 1 and 2 is on for the results to watch it or check it out. I also got comments on there that I did my own comments or just added the video. And you guys can also check out commentary / reaction with Cream KZK, which this will be added because this was over this past Monday Night Raw, even involving a little bit of NXT and AEW as well. Got the Mexico City coming up this weekend. What better than Dairy Dom to pick up a win before they head to Mexico City this weekend to celebrate as one of the Luchas Bloodline. And you guys can also check out this playlist with SummerSlam Part 1 and 2, just updated matches, including legendary matches, added to that playlist as well. So, with that being said, make sure you guys watch, like, follow, subscribe on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Give yourself a round of applause those who already have been doing it. And shout out to those who plan on doing it to watch those other videos or just like or comment or add in the conversation or through those social platforms that I have showed you guys. So with that being said, that is the end of this podcast for this week. And commentary reaction for this week. So with that being said, Cream Kiss Cat, peace.